will be time for these two teams to settle it between the white lines.
Elway, he's going to fire toward the end zone. Reno lofts the ball up the near side. Montana throws.
Rodgers looking downfield, going deep. One man rushing through. Unbelievable. How did he do that?
Looking end zone. Caught for the win. Unstoppable.
Hello, welcome to NFL This Week. In a week where the Houston Texans made the 2-hour flight to Jacksonville, their quarterback Deshaun Watson instead took a 12-hour bus ride. Now, like us, you probably thought Watson was averse to flying. The reality is actually the league's most sacked quarterback had a bruised lung to contend with, so the Texans decided to avoid the air pressure on his lung and sent him out on the road instead. I'm kind of sure that during that long journey, it dawned on him air pressure was going to be the least of his worries en route to Jacksonville. As ever, I'm joined by Jason Bell and a man who has never willingly ridden a bus in his life, Osi Umenyiora. Have you ever been?
Once or twice.
Right.
What?
When have you used public?
When I was at Troy State University,
you used public transport then?
Well, it was like a bus, but it was almost like public transportation.
Right.
I love
it was a
bus.
special Osi bus.
It was.
So you've never used public transport?
I never have.
No. Man of the people, ladies and gentlemen, man of the people. Only 7 teams have won back-to-back Super Bowls at 3-3 this season. It's looking an increasingly upward battle for the Eagles to repeat last year's success. This week, they hosted a Carolina team looking for their first road win of the season.
Smallwood in the backfield from the 29. Alshon Jeffrey makes the catch. Breaks free inside the 10. And then forced out of bounds by Luke Kuechly. Another Eagles first down. Second and goal. Wentz, end zone, touchdown, Jeffrey.
You have one-on-one there and one-on-one here, so you can't help. So Alshon Jeffrey is by himself out there with James Bradbury, fakes him inside, gets outside, and Jeffrey punches it in.
Third down and 15 for Cam Newton in Carolina. Newton under pressure again, moving to his right, directing traffic. And he is knocked out of bounds about 2 yards shy of the marker. From the 41 on first down, Wentz steps up and throws. This time it's Ertz who makes the catch along the far sideline.
Mike Adams finds the ball late, and now you got a size discrepancy. 5'11" versus 6'5".
Eagles kicker Jake Elliott extended their lead to 10 points with this 46-yard field goal.
Another first down, Charles, for the Eagles. Ball comes loose. Big hit by Luke Kuechly. And it's recovered by Wentz. On second and goal. Wentz for the end zone. Touchdown. Dallas Goedert. A 17-play drive. Second touchdown of his rookie season for Goedert. Third down and 3. Panthers must get to the 27. Newton with time underneath. First down for DJ Moore to the Eagles' 14-yard line. As McCaffrey shifts into the backfield. Off the fake to C.J. Anderson. This is Curtis Samuel inside the 5 for the end zone. Touchdown.
They took a page out of Philadelphia's book with the misdirection, and they used McCaffrey and gets all the flow going left, and look what's back on the right side. White shirts able to engage his blocker. Samuel able to see the lane, gets him to the end zone.
The extra point attempt from Gano is no good. Wide to the right. Wentz to the far side. Not nearly enough. Eagles will send out the punting unit. Newton goes deep, and it's caught by Jarius Wright. at the Eagles' 25-yard line. Second down and 3. Newton to the end zone, Funchess, touchdown! Touchdowns for Carolina on back-to-back drives.
And they made that look fairly easy. Watch Darby, look at his eyes looking inside, and he bites on the first move. An absolute cardinal sin as a cornerback with that type of a lead and the clock in your favor.
And now they will go for 2, look to make it a 3-point game. McCaffrey shifts into the backfield. 2-point conversion attempt. Newton, Darius Wright, he's in. The Panthers have pulled to within 3 points with 4:08 remaining. Eagles must get to the 35 for a first down. Wentz throws, and it's Bradbury who makes the play, stepping in front of Jeffrey. Carolina defense comes up big, forcing a 3-and-out. 2:06 on the clock. What would you do here?
I'd punt the football, but at this stage, they're going to go for it.
4th down. Newton steps up, under pressure, throws, and it's complete for a first down. Torrey Smith, the ex-Eagle, down the sideline to the 35, and finally brought down. A huge play as Newton connects with Smith on 4th and 10.
Steps forward on 4th down, jumps off of his feet so he has no power. It's an all-arm throw, and takes the hit from Michael Bennett, and still completes the ball downfield to Torrey Smith.
3rd down and 2, play clock winding down. Newton complete, first down, McCaffrey inside the 10, and dragged out of bounds. McCaffrey lined up behind him. Extra blockers on the left side. Newton fakes the handoff, throws, end zone, touchdown! Greg Olsen. The Panthers with touchdowns on 3 straight possessions.
I formation, everyone up front, fake it inside, and finally Greg Olsen able to have an impact on this game. Beautifully delivered ball, beautifully conceived play.
Eagles need a touchdown, trailing by 4. From the 22-yard line of the Carolina Panthers. Wentz, his pass was it picked off?
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is an incomplete pass. The ball didn't touch the ground. We got 2nd down. Please correct 1 minute, 6 seconds.
It comes down to this, 4th down. Wentz scanning the field. Had the pass knocked away. Scooped up by Jason Peters for a moment. And then the Panthers fall on it.
An incredibly gutsy performance by the Carolina Panthers, especially in the 4th quarter.
The Carolina Panthers go to 4-2. Eagles drop to 3-4. They are headed for London.
Give me one more. We ain't done yet. There's a lot more football to play, but this was a statement win. You came back from really down 17 and put it on the board, okay? And I will tell you this, all right, our guy in the second half didn't flinch. Y'all know what we're capable of, man. One time for the one time, a big yes, sir, on 3. 1, 2, 3. Yes, sir.
I got drawn into a conversation on social media this week where Eagles fans were suggesting they hadn't really been featured on the show this year, but they could guarantee that they will be on tonight as they'd lost, and we've proved that point.
No question about that. No doubt about that.
And probably to annoy them even further, we're now going to focus on Carolina rather than talking about Philadelphia. Ron Rivera called that a statement win.
Yeah, first of all, they were on the road. They'd struggled on the road. Then coming back from 17 points, right? That shows toughness. And, you know, you have to rally together as a team, right? You got to suck it up, figure out a way to make things work, because obviously they haven't been. Those are the kind of turning points you need.
And we'll see all the plays that were part of that comeback, the biggest comeback in franchise history.
Absolutely. One of the more impressive victories I've seen from a team. I mean, for them to play like that in Carolina, down 17 points, and to go in there and score all those points in the 4th quarter and win, Especially
against this defense.
Against this defense, and they haven't been good on the road. This is an incredible performance by the Carolina Panthers.
And they did a good job, right? You always got to switch something up when you're down like that.
And they were brave. It's at 4th and 10. Look at the bottom of the screen. 4th and 10 here, and going for it. And they make good yards as well on this.
Mark, they didn't have a choice. They had to keep going and being aggressive, and they went to that up-tempo offense. And what that did for them is slow down Philadelphia's front seven attacking Cam Newton.
It shows the growth and maturity of the quarterback, Cam Newton, man. In a situation like this, he usually would have faltered. He usually would have been sacked. He usually would have thrown an interception. But somehow he found a way to get this team back.
Or maybe even on that final play, he might have gone for it himself. And,
Yes.
in fact, they went to Greg Olsen.
That's his boy, though.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
They do well together. Having him back in the lineup was very helpful.
And once they took the lead, they then followed this play from James Bradbury. Now, in the UK, we call this taking one for the team and committing a professional foul. I don't think you have a phrase for it, do you, in the States?
This is exactly what you do when you're beat.
Yeah.
This is that's. Hey, listen. When he's streaking down the field, you grab, you hold, you do what you got to do. That would have been a touchdown, correct?
No question. This is the play of the game to me defensively for the Carolina Panthers.
Listen.
I mean, come on. In this situation, if he doesn't do that, they score a touchdown. At least here, he makes the foul, gives his team a chance.
Do you have any problem with the fact that he isn't really punished for that? And, all right, there's the flag and there's the penalty. But they benefited from that because it wasn't a touchdown and he's basically gone, right, defence, now keep them out, which they did. So he and the team aren't massively punished for a professional foul.
Listen, man, like they say back home, don't hate the player, hate the game, man.
Well,
you don't know what that means, do you?
No, I do, which then leads me on to, would you change the rule at all in that situation?
But how do you change that rule?
OK, well, in football, he'd have been sent off. In UK football, he'd have gone. He'd have been sent off for denying a clear goal-scoring opportunity.
You can't play an NFL game with 10 men on the football
why
field.
not?
How could you?
Well, I don't know. I'm asking.
We have, like, gap defenses. We have gap response. It's entirely too unfair to send the guy off the field without a replacement.
What about for the next drive, for the next 4 downs?
No.
And you know how hard it is for defensive backs already? Give us a break, Mark.
All right.
I'm just trying to play.
I was just throwing the suggestion out there. Don't forget, of course, you can see the Eagles this Sunday as they face Jacksonville in the final instalment of the London Games from 1 o'clock on BBC Two, yes?
Jacksonville who?
Are you going to make me do that on national TV?
Jacksonville who?
Jaguars?
Do you have a problem?
Man, you just running me out.
Yeah.
You see how I avoided the whole time?
You've got a whole Sunday of having to say that. Good luck. Right, here's a roundup of the 2 best teams in the league at the moment. Let's start with Kansas City then. Cincinnati travelled there to take on the Chiefs, and they struggled with the Chiefs' offense all night. Kareem Hunt in particular. He had 3 touchdowns, the pick of them, that diving effort.
And you know what? Cincinnati has an issue covering the backs out of the backfield. Their linebackers are good downhill, but they don't do a good job covering. And this is what they got to do. If KC's going to be competitive like they have been, defense has to make plays because that's their only weakness.
And even when things went slightly wrong, they still went right. Mahomes fumbling the snap, but then found Tyreek Hill in the corner. The Chiefs are 6-1.
Scary team right there.
And let's look at the Rams, the NFC West battle here as they take on the 49ers. Todd Gurley getting the first touchdown of the game with that 7-yard run in the second quarter. Brandon Cooks then caught this 19-yard pass. Weapons wherever you look. 49ers got on the board through George Kittle, still in the second quarter. But then Gurley just marched away.
Man, he is a star in L.A. right now. I bet he gets into every club.
And Aaron Donald had 4 sacks, though, by the way, just so you guys
Yes,
know.
Aaron Donald did have 4 sacks. But Gurley has 14 touchdowns for the season.
He's on an incredible pace. Incredible pace, man. I think he might be the one to break LaDainian Tomlinson's record of 31 touchdowns.
You think so?
I think he might
be
do
right.
Do you think he could?
I think he could. That whole offense runs through him. Everything they do is because Todd Gurley is so explosive as a runner. He really opens everything up for everybody else. I mean, it's a high-flying offense, but he's the focal point.
What are his attributes then? Because it's all very well going, Todd Gurley's fantastic. But I can remember, for example, when we had a conversation on Le'Veon Bell, we talked about how he pauses, assesses, and then goes, sees where the space is and then goes. So when we're watching Gurley, what are you impressed with?
You know what he's like? A kick returner.
Okay.
He basically, if you get him on the perimeter and give him lanes to run through, he has such good vision. And that's what you see with him. They give him opportunities to pick his hole, and he goes and attacks it. The guy is explosive, and he can see the best opportunity out there.
Just like Jason said, it's his vision and the fact that he is a very fast and extremely talented athlete. Now, you put all these things together in one athlete, what you have is what you see Todd Gurley doing right now.
So then if we flip it to Kareem Hunt, what's Kareem Hunt's biggest skill?
Kareem is just tough. He's a tough physical runner. You know, he also has some speed, but he's not quite as dynamic as a Todd Gurley. But what he does is he hits the hole fast and physically, and he is a great running back also.
He's kind of a guy we call those one-cut runners, right? Yeah. It's basically they see the hole, they put one foot in the ground, and they go. And he's got that. And he's a three-down back. He can be on the field all 3 downs, and he hurdles people when needed.
And actually, the hurdle is fantastic, but as much you actually want to highlight, first of all, how he shrugs the tackle. Well, I don't want to tell you what to highlight, but as much as he shrugs that tackle, you're the pro, not me. But then also how he takes 3, 4, 5 men with him to gain that extra yardage.
That's what OC was saying. He's tough, and you need to be in this league. You got to be a guy that breaks tackles. You got to make the first man miss, and you got to break tackles, and that's what he does.
These two teams far ahead of everybody else in the NFL?
I wouldn't say they're far ahead of everybody else. I mean, they're
it feels like it watching them.
They're a little bit ahead. I wouldn't say Kansas City is that far ahead of the New England Patriots. I wouldn't say the Los Angeles Rams are that far ahead of the New Orleans Saints. I mean, we're going to see exactly where these two teams are quite soon.
So I asked you before we came on air who'd win if they took each other on tomorrow, and your answer was?
You know, I've had time to think about that, man.
Are you going to change your answer?
I just don't know,
You said
man.
it depends. All right.
I just don't know anymore. I don't know
anymore.
All right,
you said it depends on the venue, so who would be at home?
You talking about Kansas City versus New England?
Yeah.
Oh, no question about that.
Against LA Rams.
Kansas City against the LA Rams.
Yeah.
Oh, no question. If they play in Kansas City, then obviously the Kansas City Chiefs have the advantage there. If they play in Los Angeles, then Los Angeles Rams have the advantage there for sure.
But the thing is, when they do play each other in the regular season, they play in Mexico.
Yeah.
So who wins that one?
The West Coast team.
Definitely Los Angeles.
So it's
Los
LA.
Angeles.
It's the West Coast team. Yeah. But I think LA would win in KC. I really do. I'm a defensive guy. Usually defenses play well on the road. Mm-hmm. I'm going with that.
You've played in Kansas City before?
I have, and I've won in Kansas City with the Houston Texans.
If you had a mic, I think you might have just dropped it. A matchup between the best offense and best defense in the league now. Look how happy he is. The all-firing New Orleans Saints looking for a 5th consecutive win against the ruthless Ravens defense, who have given up just 12.8 points per game this year.
Are we still friends?
Taysom Hill is the quarterback. He's got it. He pitches. Ball's in the air. It's a fumbled football, and the Ravens have it. Michael Pierce. And on 4th down, the offense stays out there. Flacco throws. Catch made at a 1st down, Ravens. John Brown, we are seeing some brazen calls by these two head coaches.
Despite that 4th down conversion, the Ravens had to settle for a 31-yard field goal. Justin Tucker's kick just sneaking inside the upright.
Good protection. Floating it for Michael Thomas, who's got it. Thomas inside the 35 of Baltimore. Breeze, end zone. He hit it. 500 career touchdown passes. The NFL's all-time passing yardage leader moves into elite company even further.
You get the motion inside, you fake the handoff, play action, pops wide open in the right flat.
John Brown, he's got speed. The Saints are trying to catch him. Brown brought down inside the 5. Marcus Williams saved a touchdown. And it looks like Lamar Jackson has come into the game. Flacco is a receiver. Collins the running back. Lamar Jackson has a Ravens touchdown.
Good job blocking up front by the guys, but real good feel by Lamar Jackson.
3rd down now. Ravens 4 out of 8 so far today. Only a 3-man rush on Flacco. And he's dancing around. Sideline throw for Crabtree. I don't know how he made the catch, but he came down with it. 4 wide receivers on 2nd and goal. Flacco throws, catch made, and into the end zone. Mark Andrews with a Ravens touchdown.
Mark Andrews working against Von Bell. His eyes were not on his guy. You could see him look outside right before the snap on the ball, and that's all Mark Andrews needed to get out and get that separation.
Blitz. Breeze. Catch made by Michael Thomas, who gets the first down. Coming back to the football as Breeze let it go. Quick snap. Kamara in a crowd and into the end zone for a touchdown, Saints. His 6th touchdown on the ground this year. On a 3rd and 10, Flacco is on the move and pressure coming. He's going to go down. The Saints with a sack back at the 15-yard line. It would be a 36-yard field goal, but that's not in the cards for this offense. Not right now. Quick snap.
Yeah, everybody's excited here because they saw Drew Brees get pushed back, but he jumped up and he stuck the ball forward. But you see the extension.
Oh, he got it. 2nd and goal. Brees, the throw, the catch, touchdown. Michael Thomas.
It's the release off the ball. You're going to see the stutter and then the break inside. Great timing. There's the chemistry that we're used to seeing between those two.
4th down and 6. Flacco protected, hesitates, throws, and knocked away. A Raven had a shot at it, then a Saint had a shot at it. Bottom line is, Saints take over on downs.
Well, an awkward looking throw, and then also watch, is he's going to go down the field, he's going to break to the inside and then back to the outside, but you're running right towards John Brown as well. So you really kind of condense that area.
On 3rd and 3. He's pointing to the receiver, and the receiver never came back to the football. And it's 4th down. That's a big stop by the Ravens now.
That stop meant the Saints had to send out Will Lutz for a 39-yard field goal attempt. His kick also just sneaking through to extend their lead to 7 with just over 2 minutes to play.
Flacco, middle of the field, wide open. Crabtree with a first down at the Saints 42.
There's no rush here, no panic.
Extra safety in. Flacco looks, throws. Buck Allen slips past one defender and saves time going out of bounds inside the 20 of the Saints. 2nd and 9. Flacco for the end zone. Touchdown, John Brown!
Asking a lot of your safety there to get over there. By coverage, you're thinking you've got safety help over the top, but I tell you, Von Bell looked back at Marshawn Lattimore, expecting him to carry him maybe a little bit more down the field or funnel him to the inside.
I mean, he was wide open. A kicker who's never missed an extra point in his career. Justin Tucker. Are you kidding me? Snap in the hole.
Look at
looks
that.
good.
That thing just, that's like my golf swing right there. That thing just sliced to the right.
Now look at that stare. He's in disbelief, as are many. And now they're going to try an onside kick. Still hope for the Ravens. It's a roller, and Alvin Kamara is on it. And the Saints are going to get their 5th straight win and a season full of kicking adventures continues.
It's a tough game. It's a tough task. That's why I say he's the best in the business. He works very hard. You know, he's won so many games forcing a pass. He's our kicker. We love him. You know, and you know it never comes down to one play ever in the end. I mean, you know, it would have gone to overtime and plays would have had to be made.
I will forever be grateful for the opportunities I've had in the NFL to play this game, to play on the teams that I have had the chance to play on, the teammates, the coaches. You know, they're the ones who have made this so rewarding.
If you play long enough, you're going to have a kick that you want back, and tonight was that night for me. More than anything, I just wanted to be here. If I was going to ever teach my son or any young person about accountability, I felt like it was really important that I, stand up here and answer whatever questions you guys may have.
Well, as somebody who has stuffed up on television this week, because I agree that we're just tucky. Sometimes you've got to stand up and go, whoops, sorry, got that wrong. And do you feel, that's the first one he's missed. So do you feel sorry for him?
I don't feel sorry for him, but what's going to be interesting is how he bounces back, because he's never had to. So let's see if he recovers and he is as good as we think he is, because he's never missed. It's all about how you bounce back.
First time he's missed a kick from 33 yards or less in 300 attempts as a pro. They did say on commentary, and I was thinking this because I was watching it live, that's exactly what happens to me on a tee when I take an iron. And my God, stars go straight and then it's in the trees before you know it.
Listen, this is just something we don't expect from him, man. This is one of the greatest kickers in NFL history, one of the most consistent. So to see him miss an extra point like that was mind-boggling. But, that's never going to happen again.
OK. It was astonishing, though, wasn't it, how it veered off? I don't think he could really explain it. Let's take a look at something else from this game, and it involves the New Orleans Saints and Taysom Hill, who they described in the commentary as the Swiss Army knife of offense, because he can do all sorts of things for them.
He can do a ton of stuff for you. He's a viable threat wherever he is because he's athletic. But like we were talking before about this, the thing about it that makes him so dangerous and scary is that you have to practice against his plays every week. You have to prepare for this guy, not Drew Brees, this guy and the plays he's in, and that takes away practice time from other things that are happening. And the guy can do so much for every time he's back there. He can throw the ball. So when they pitch that ball, you don't know, is he running it, is he throwing it? And he blocks.
So actually, one of the bigger issues for a defence then is the bigger picture of how you prepare for a whole team and not waste time, but take up time on dealing with this kind of unique situation.
Yes, and think about, if you're a defense, think about the things you have to contend with. First of all, you got to deal with Drew Brees, the formation Sean Payton throws at you, all the different variations that he's going to throw. And then on top of that, you already can't figure that out. Now you got another guy who you have to practice for, all the formations he's going to throw at you. Throws everything into disarray, man. This is an unfortunate situation for defenses across the league.
The Ravens have tried something similar, actually, because they have Jackson, don't they, as their backup quarterback, and that means that they can do different things when they bring Jackson in. You will see here they sent Joe Flacco out wide. If we follow our bus analogy of earlier, he literally does spend this whole play looking like he's waiting for a bus because he doesn't really move in this play.
He is chilling. He is not tripping. But I'm telling you, they got to play where they throw him the ball out there. It's in there.
And then when they use him as quarterback, listen to this play call. They have a... Don't even go there. They have a play called Viagra. There are a lot of jokes, and we're not going to do any of them.
I'm holding myself.
Don't. No, don't. Instead,
okay.
Bigger picture of New Orleans, a win on the road outside. What will that do? No.
I had to do it.
What will that do for them? Because you often talk about how difficult it is to play in New Orleans in the Dome.
Yeah.
If they have to go on the road during the playoffs or whatever it may be, they can draw back on winning in Baltimore in what wasn't great weather conditions.
Yes, and this is where it's going to give them a ton of confidence because New Orleans Saints at home, they are almost invincible. But when they go on the road, especially playing on grass, it becomes a very difficult situation. So for them to go into Baltimore, a team with an outstanding defense, pull that victory off, they're going to be able to pull from that later on, and it's going to serve them well.
OK, let's take a look at our second roundup of games. Don't say anything during this. You could say stuff, but don't go back to the previous subject. Right, Titans at the Chargers. Obviously, this was at Wembley. Philip Rivers jump-started the Chargers offense. That was 75 yards.
That's how you start a game. Get him, boy, out the gate.
He then actually did something early in the third quarter that was similar. 55 yards, that one.
Those safeties, that would have got me fired. That would have got me fired at halftime.
Somehow the Titans got themselves back into the game. They could have had the extra point to tie it and go to overtime. They went for 2.
And it didn't really work out for them.
And it didn't work out for them.
We were there live, but you know who wasn't there?
Who?
I ain't gonna say no names.
Oh, we don't mention anything. We're not the federales.
I'm a busy man sometimes, I see. All right, so there's confirmation of Deshaun Watson, who had to take the bus to Jacksonville. The Texans were 13 points up in the second quarter. Lamar Miller
He had a game. Lamar Miller had a game. He was explosive for him. He got that offense cracking, and Bortles didn't.
He didn't have a game. He was actually benched, which we'll talk more of in just a moment. Cody Kessler came in for him. Through this to TJ Yeldon.
Ooh!
But the Texans have won their 4th in a row and are in control of the division.
I see you, H-Town. Get it.
The Colts thrashed the Bills.
Yeah. Hey, Andrew Luck, don't worry about that shoulder, Mark. He's got it. He's back to being that business, as we call it. He's got the business.
Eric Swoop with that touchdown. Marlon Mack with this 29-yard catch and run for a touchdown in the second quarter.
Business.
Derek Anderson taking the wheel at quarterback for the Bills. He then proceeded to crash the car. 4 turnovers in an abject.
He came off the street, Mark. He was at home on the couch.
What car was he driving that he crashed?
Don't be horrible.
He driving a jalopy.
Hey, we all make mistakes. Minnesota Vikings at the Jets. Adam Thielen.
Best receiver in the league.
They were Kirk Cousins finding him with that 35-yard pass.
He running by dudes.
The Jets answered back, 12-yard Darnold pass to Chris Herndon.
That wasn't on my boy 22, by the way. That was somebody else.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Oh, look at this, Latavius Murray. Latavius Murray.
Is he your friend?
Nah, but I'd like to meet him. I'd like to meet him. Somebody, introduce me.
All right. We'll see if we've got the influence anywhere. Aldrick Robinson with that one. The Jets have dropped to 3-4.
Kirk Cousins is the man right now.
No, Brock Osweiler's the man. Well, actually, not in this game anyhow. But Michael Roberts opening the scoring for Detroit, 15-yard touchdown catch in the first quarter. Kenyon Drake. Actually, this backs up what we were saying last week, doesn't it? About Adam Gase's management of him.
There he is.
Man.
Look
Such
how
a talented player.
He's important to them.
However, the Lions held on, and they go to 3-3. Dolphins have now lost 3 in 4 weeks.
Ooh-wee.
Cleveland at Tampa Bay, and the first half belonged to the home side as first Deshaun Jackson ran in this one for a 14-yard score.
Long Beach, California, D-Jack, that's my boy. I can get his number on my phone right now.
I bet you couldn't.
I could.
I bet you couldn't.
D-Jack, let me call D-Jack up.
Jameis Winston also get.
Hold on.
You could ring anybody and I wouldn't know.
I could call D-Jack.
All right.
You know what? These colors confuse my eyes. Remember when you talk about that? It's just like I don't know. I need my glasses.
This was an unbelievable touchdown, OC. Rescue me from Jarvis Landry. Look at this for a reach. Nobody touched it.
That's incredible. Remember, that's the type of play that he's accustomed to making, man. Great receiver.
Feeling for Cleveland because Tampa Bay won it with a 59-yard field goal. Baker Mayfield felt like this. On to the Cowboys at the Redskins. Dak Prescott has never lost this game until this game, if you see what I mean. Alex Smith getting the Redskins off to a flyer. 23-yard touchdown connection to Capri Bibbs in the first quarter. Michael Gallup, the Cowboys rookie, then scored the first touchdown of his career before halftime.
He's their best receiver right now until you know what? The nice trade.
Until Amari Cooper comes in.
Exactly.
That cost Dallas the game. That sacked by Ryan Kerrigan, run in by Preston Smith. Washington, the only team in the NFC East with a winning record.
I don't even want to talk about this.
New York went to Atlanta.
I don't mind talking about this.
You could talk about this.
I like the Falcons, man.
Watch this for a throw from Matt Ryan to Marvin Hall, 47 yards. The Falcons extended their lead to 14 when Tevin Coleman ran this in from 30 yards in the fourth quarter.
Tevin Coleman, is he a free agent this year?
I'm not sure, but if he is, he's going to get some bread.
Saquon Barkley did try to bring the Giants back into contention, but the Falcons' new kicker, Giorgio Tavecchio, drilled that 56-yarder, and the Giants go to 1-5.
What does that say right there?
It says D-Jack.
Yeah. Isn't that what they call Deshaun Jackson?
I mean, that could be a number of people. It could be Dexter Jackson. It could be Deshaun Jack something. It could be a bunch of...
It could be anybody.
Does that say D-Jack?
It does say
Call the number. Call the number.
I'm not calling the number.
Call the number. Let's see.
I'm not calling
Let's see if it's
now.
actually D-Jack.
I'm not, because I didn't put the ones. It's the area code. This is my UK phone.
Oh, right, OK. It'll cost you money to call him.
Yeah.
Should we look at some of the action?
Yeah.
OK. Big call from Mike Vrabel when you were at Wembley on Sunday. They could have kicked it.
Yes.
They didn't. They ran it. He has made aggressive calls before in going for it. Are you surprised, first of all, they didn't run this, bearing in mind that's the strength of their game?
That is the only thing that I am surprised at, that they didn't run the football, that they chose to pass the football with Marcus Mariota, who isn't, that great of a passer to begin with. They were dominating the fourth quarter of the game. They should have ran that football. I don't mind him. I don't mind the call. I think that is an outstanding call, but he should have ran the football.
He said afterwards that his team were quite beat up, and he wasn't sure they really would do anything in overtime, which was another reason why he went for it. Does that make any sense?
He knows his team. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I don't know why he didn't run it. If a previous play, we were looking at it, the play call was brilliant. Guy was open. Marcus Mariota just didn't see him. So I would immediately went to the run game. I can't believe they tried to throw it in.
We're going to show you Blake Bortles and how he played against the Texans and how he struggled against the Texans.
Who does he play for, Jason?
Who does he play for, Jason?
Jacksonville?
Jacksonville who?
Jacksonville Jags?
Very good. And he struggled. So let's deal with him first, but I want to look at the bigger picture when it comes to Jacksonville. Doug Marrone benched him after this performance and said afterwards, I could have benched all 11 players on both sides of the ball, but I don't have the depth to do that. So I took Bortles out to send a message. That isn't a great sign to send to Bortles, is it?
That's how you bail yourself out after the game, to make it not throw your quarterback under the bus. That's all that's doing. Because you knew who you needed to sit down. You needed to sit down your quarterback because your team is built on playing good defense and not making mistakes on offense. And that's what he's doing. You can't have it. Cody Kessler's not your answer. So to plug him in lets you know it's just not working today for you.
How many points did they give up on defense? 20 points. You give up 20 points in the NFL, that is a game that you were supposed to win. So for him to come out and say, I could have benched everybody, that's just nonsense. The guy who was making the mistakes was the quarterback, and he did the right thing by pulling him.
And he said he will start at Wembley.
The guy's making $18 million a year. You're not just going to bench him for Cody Kessler.
Is the bigger problem with the Jags that last season they created a them against us mentality and it took them a very long way, whereas this season it appears to be us against us and they seem to be doing a lot of arguing amongst themselves?
Man, that locker room goes to turmoil when you're losing. Look, this is a team that caught people by surprise last year. People know they have talent. People know what that defense is. They're ready for it. Blake Bortles is always up and down, so they keep attacking him. They make him beat them, and he's not doing it.
So many problems on that team. I mean, they have so many dynamic personalities on that defense. So now these guys are thinking, okay, we have to win, we have to win, we have to win. They have a quarterback out there who's been inconsistent. I blame this on the front office because they knew Blake Bortles was an inconsistent quarterback. And they know they only have a short period of time right now, a short window to get these wins.
What is the front office going to do?
Listen, they had an opportunity to get some really good quarterbacks this year, and they passed on that to go for Blake Bortles, and he's repaying them right now.
All right.
Okay. And does somebody need to shut Jalen Ramsey up for a bit within the camp?
I mean,
let your corner talk. Let that man talk, man. He got to go out there and ball.
The corner club sticks together. Our final game tonight sees the New England juggernaut head to Chicago. Formidable in Foxborough. The Patriots are yet to win a road game this season.
3rd and 1. 8th play of the drive. Brady on a quick hitter. They got the first down. Edelman still going. He takes it in. Touchdown, Patriots.
Really well designed by Josh McDaniels. Blockers out in front of this quick screen to Edelman. Then the effort is just outstanding as he runs over Adrian Amos for the touchdown.
5.5 to go in the first. Trubisky puts it in the air. And a strike. Connecting over the middle to Trey Burton. First down.
The Bears' drive stalled, though, and they had to settle for a Cody Parkey 46-yard field goal to narrow the deficit.
This ball angles towards Patterson. He'll take it out of the end zone. Patterson, ball pops free, and the Bears have it.
He just got his left hand on the hip and knocked the ball free. Went straight up in the air. Easy recovery and a huge turnover.
Dime package here for the Pats. Trubisky spins the other way. Looks. Trubisky will run. Trubisky in for the touchdown.
Well, the Patriots know that he likes to roll out of the pocket to the right side, and Trey Flowers is ready for him. He picks up a convoy with Whitehair and Leno, and that monologue's good for 6.
It's officially an 8-yard touchdown run. He ran about 60 yards for the 8. We start the second quarter, and Sony Michel is drilled. Bears have the football. Nichols comes out of it.
He gets spun around there. I'm not sure his knee was ever down as he's laying and spinning on top of Nichols.
By Chicago.
Second and goal. Running play. Howard slices in for the touchdown. The Bears build on their lead. From the 5, Patterson. Patterson. He's got track level speed. Patterson is gone. 95 yards. Cordero Patterson. Touchdown.
Good block by Chris Hogan. Good block there by Jackson, and redemption for Patterson. Just 1 of 3 converting 4th downs for the Pats this year.
Motion man Edelman. Brady on 4th down, lays it up there. It's caught. Josh Gordon goes upstairs and loses his helmet. First down, Patriots, 21 yards.
And the thing that's unique about Gordon is his ability to catch the ball away from his body with his hands.
Brady guns it for the touchdown. James White on the receiving end. New England regains the lead. Trubisky steps up in the pocket. He will run. Trubisky, first down. Trubisky still going. Trubisky finds an opening. Bang down inside the 5. Improvisation, Trubisky.
This is a phenomenal play at the end of it. And a good job here of not blocking in the back by Anthony Miller.
Trubisky, quick hitter, caught by Cohen, takes it to the outside, hits the pylon. Great move by Cohen for the touchdown.
Number 12 is going to block right there on Patrick Chung, and then that move, and then the speed to get to the pylon.
The Patriots came straight back. A 29-yard Stephen Gostkowski field goal, capping a 64-yard drive to level the score.
It's blocked. Ball trying to get scooped up by New England, and they do. Going in for the touchdown, Van Noy. Patriots go in front on special teams.
Well, they're coming with everybody, too, and Hightower just got right to the foot. And after struggling to pick that ball up, Van Noy finally corrals it and gets into the end zone.
Trubisky throws it deep. Picked off. Jonathan Jones with the interception.
That's a one-handed grab as he goes right between the hands of Anthony Miller.
Brady throws, great fake, and toss to Gordon. Josh Gordon powers his way on a spin, and Gordon cut down before the goal line. Patriots go empty, now White will shift. Give it to him. White, the angle and the touchdown for the Patriots.
Yep, too fast for the linebacker Smith.
Trubisky hooks a pass downfield and hits his number 1 target, Trey Burton. First down Bears. On first down for the Bears. Trubisky, wide open, touchdown Burton. And the Bears are battling back.
And Burton just overpowers him. Man-to-man coverage on the weak side. And Jones just loses his footing, and Trubisky put the ball right on the money.
We're down to 1:22 to go. They get a first down and the game is in the books. Pitch it to White. He's hit down low and no gain. So the Bears still alive. And now you got to go for broke with a Hail Mary.
And there will be a lot of Patriots heading that way to the goal line.
Desperation mode for Chicago. Rush coming. Trubisky steps up. Trubisky uncorks. Deep ball on the way. It is caught! But he couldn't get in! Stopped at the 1!
Great catch by White, and then there's all those white shirts there to keep him out of the end zone.
Chicago came that close to a miracle toss. Astounding. 1 yard away.
I thought we played competitively today. Certainly getting the 14 points in the kicking game was big for us. But, it's one of those kind of unusual back and forth games. Didn't have the ball a lot. Still able to score a lot of points. Some big plays on both sides, but good to win, and good to be 5-2.
Anytime you give up 2 special teams touchdowns, I can't imagine the numbers are too good in regards to winning that game. So that hurt us. With that said, we could have played better in a lot of different areas.
Bill letting his tie do the talking there. The Patriots now top of the East ahead of Miami. Pittsburgh started the AFC North in their bye week 3rd, thanks to Cincinnati and Baltimore losing. They're now top. Houston's 4-game winning streak puts them top of the South, and Kansas City are marching on in the AFC West. In the NFC in the East, Washington, the only team with a winning record. Minnesota's 3-game winning streak puts them top of that. In the South, New Orleans have won 5 on the spin, and in the NFC West, Rams are the only defeated team in the whole of the NFL. And the NFL show is back on Saturday following Match of the Day, where amongst other things we'll look ahead to our final London game between the Eagles and the Jags, Jason, which you can see BBC 2 this Sunday from 1 o'clock. New England's first road win of the season then, but very closely it wasn't. This Hail Mary didn't fall too short, did it?
I know, man. They almost lost this football game, man. This would have been just crazy for them to, for it to go to overtime on this play.
And usually, they have a guy that was missing, Gronkowski. He's the guy back there high pointing it for the defense, and he wasn't in the lineup.
And the Bears just couldn't get enough players around him to force him over the line, could they?
Hey, man, win however you can.
Yeah, but the Patriots also, they showed some really good tenacity here, man, because they could have very easily allowed this guy to go into the end zone, but they rallied at the last minute and pushed him back.
So do you think when talking about the Saints winning on the road, this is equally as important for the Patriots, despite all their experience?
Nah, because the Patriots always do this. I mean, they go anywhere, beat anybody at any point in time, but New Orleans Saints, that was a very impressive victory for them.
We've just got time to mention your predictions. OCU had a 2-1 week, so you got 2 right and 1 wrong. Jason, you had a 1-2 week, so at the moment we have a tie. As you can see, you've both got 12 right, you've both got 9 wrong, and you've had 1 tie. If you want to know, you both got Chargers beating Tennessee right. OCU got New Orleans winning in Baltimore to right, and you both went Philadelphia to win against Carolina. So you're level.
We were almost right about Philadelphia.
By the way, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. I've got Tom Brady in my phone.
Oh, yeah, right. There's not even a number there, Mark.
No, I
show that to the show the number.
I like
There's no number, but it's as genuine as yours.
What is
See you next week. I'll see you Saturday. Bye.
Part of the mythology, to go the regular and then the postseason unbeaten. The perfect season. Tantalizing, but so testing as to be almost impossible. But not impossible. Mythological Miami, the Dolphins that delivered and laid down the challenge. Copy that. One team remains unbeaten this season, hard-headed Rams, who probably haven't dared mention the UD, the ultimate dream. But they are the LA Rams, and in LA, nigh on impossible dreams must come true.
This right here is the ultimate.
Only in the NFL.